Jeremiah. Chapter 31. At that time, declares Jehovah, I will be the God of all the families of Israel, and they will be my people. Thus says Jehovah, the people who survived the sword found favor in the wilderness, even Israel, when I went to give him rest. Jehovah appeared to me from afar, saying, Indeed I have loved you with an eternal love, therefore I have drawn you with lovingkindness. I will build you again, and you will be built, O Virgin of Israel. Again you will adorn yourself with your tambourines and will go forth in the dance of those who make merry. Again you will plant vineyards on the mountains of Samaria, the planters will plant and will partake of the fruit. For there will be a day when watchmen call out in the hill country of Ephraim, saying, Arise and let us go up to Zion, to Jehovah our God. For thus says Jehovah, Give a ringing shout with joy for Jacob, and cry out at the head of the nations, announce, praise, and say, O Jehovah, save your people, the remnant of Israel. I will bring them from the land of the north, and I will gather them from the uttermost parts of the earth, the blind and the lame among them, the pregnant woman and she who is traveling together, a great assembly, they will return here. They will come with weeping, and with supplications I will lead them. I will cause them to walk by the waterbrooks in a straight way, in which they will not stumble, for I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Hear the word of Jehovah, O nations, and declare in the coastlands from afar, and say, He who scattered Israel will gather him and keep him, as a shepherd his flock. For Jehovah has ransomed Jacob and redeemed him from the hand of one stronger than he. And they will come and sing in the height of Zion, and they will flow forth to the goodness of Jehovah, to the grain and to the new wine and to the fresh oil and to the young of the flock and of the herd, and their soul will be like a watered garden, and they will not languish any more. Then the virgin will rejoice in the dance, and the young men and the old men together, and I will turn their mourning to gladness and comfort them and cause them to rejoice after their sorrow. And I will fill the soul of the priests with abundance, and my people will be satisfied with my goodness, declares Jehovah. Thus says Jehovah, a voice is heard in Ramah, a wailing, a very bitter weeping. Rachel is weeping for her children, she refuses to be comforted for her children, because they are no more. Thus says Jehovah, Hold back your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for there is a reward for your work, declares Jehovah, and they will return from the land of the enemy. And there is hope for your latter end, declares Jehovah, that your children will return to their own border. Indeed I have heard Ephraim lamenting, You have chastised me, and I was chastised, like an untrained calf, bring me back that I may be restored, for you are Jehovah my God. For after I turned back, I repented, and after I was instructed, I struck myself on the thigh. I was ashamed and even confounded, for I bear the reproach of my youth. Is Ephraim a precious son to me? Or a child of my good pleasure? For as often as I speak against him, I surely remember him more, therefore my bowels moan for him, I will surely have mercy on him, declares Jehovah. Set up road markers for yourself, make signposts for yourself, pay attention to the highway, the way you went, return, O Virgin of Israel, return to these cities of yours. How long will you wander here and there, O apostate daughter? For Jehovah has created a new thing in the earth, a female will encompass a mighty man. Thus says Jehovah of hosts, the God of Israel, once more they will say this word in the land of Judah and in its cities, when I turn again their captivity, Jehovah bless you, O habitation of righteousness, O mountain of holiness. And Judah and all its cities will dwell together in it, the farmers and they who wander with the flocks. For I have satisfied the weary soul and filled every languishing soul. At this I awoke and looked, and my sleep was pleasant to me. Indeed, days are coming, declares Jehovah, when I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast. And as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to overthrow and to destroy and to bring evil, so I will watch over them to build and to plant, declares Jehovah. In those days they will no longer say, The fathers eat sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. For everyone will die for his own iniquity, every man who eats sour grapes, his own teeth will be set on edge. Indeed, days are coming, declares Jehovah, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not like the covenant which I made with their fathers in the day I took them by their hand to bring them out from the land of Egypt, my covenant which they broke, although I was their husband, declares Jehovah. But this is the covenant which I will make with the house of Israel after those days, declares Jehovah. I will put my law within them and write it upon their hearts, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. And they will no longer teach, each man his neighbor and each man his brother, saying, Know Jehovah, for all of them will know me, from the little one among them even to the great one among them, declares Jehovah, for I will forgive their iniquity, and their sin I will remember no more. Thus says Jehovah, who gives the sun for light by day and the order of the moon and the stars for light by night, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. Jehovah of hosts is his name. If this order departs from before me, declares Jehovah, then the seed of Israel will also cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus says Jehovah, if the heavens above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth below can be examined carefully, then I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all they have done, declares Jehovah. Indeed, days are coming, declares Jehovah, when the city will be built unto Jehovah from the tower of Hananel to the corner gate. And the measuring line will go out even further beyond it to the hill of Gareb and will turn toward Goah. And the whole valley of corpses and of fatty ashes and all the fields as far as the brook of Kidron unto the corner of the horse gate toward the east will be holy to Jehovah, it will not be uprooted or torn down any more forever. Jeremiah. Chapter 32. The word which came to Jeremiah from Jehovah in the 10th year of Zedekiah the king of Judah. That year was the 18th year of Nebuchadrezzar. Now at that time the army of the king of Babylon was besieging Jerusalem, and Jeremiah the prophet was shut up in the court of the guard, which was in the king of Judah's house. For Zedekiah the king of Judah had shut him up, saying, Why do you prophesy, saying, Thus says Jehovah, I am about to give this city into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he will capture it. And Zedekiah the king of Judah will not escape out of the hand of the Chaldeans, but he will surely be given into the hand of the king of Babylon and will speak with him mouth to mouth, and his eyes will see his eyes. And he will bring Zedekiah to Babylon, and he will be there until I visit him, declares Jehovah, though you fight with the Chaldeans you will not prosper. And Jeremiah said, The word of Jehovah came to me, saying, Hanamel the son of Shallum your uncle will come to you, saying, Buy for yourself my field which is in Anathoth, for you have the right of redemption to buy it. And Hanamel, my uncle's son, came to me in the court of the guard according to the word of Jehovah and said to me, Buy my field which is in Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin, for you have the right of possession, and the right of redemption is yours, buy it for yourself. Then I knew that this was the word of Jehovah. And I bought the field which was in Anathoth from Hanamel, my uncle's son, and I weighed out for him the money, 17 shekels of silver. And I signed and sealed the deed and called witnesses and weighed out the money on scales. Then I took the deed of purchase, the sealed part, containing the terms and conditions, and the open part. And I gave the deed of purchase to Baruch the son of Neriah, the son of Maaseiah, in the presence of Hanamel, my uncle's son, and in the presence of the witnesses who signed the deed of purchase, before all the Jews who were sitting in the court of the guard. And I commanded Baruch in their presence, saying, Thus says Jehovah of hosts, the God of Israel, take these deeds, this deed of purchase, both the one which is sealed and this deed which is open, and put them in an earthen vessel that they may remain many days. For thus says Jehovah of hosts, the God of Israel, houses and fields and vineyards will again be bought in this land. And after I had given the deed of purchase to Baruch the son of Neriah, I prayed to Jehovah, saying, Ah, Lord Jehovah! It is you who have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and by your outstretched arm. Nothing is too wonderful for you. Who shows loving kindness to thousands but repays the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. O great and mighty God, whose name is Jehovah of hosts. Great in counsel and mighty in deed, whose eyes are open to all the ways of the sons of men, giving to each according to his ways and according to the fruit of his deeds. Who have set signs and wonders unto this day in the land of Egypt and in Israel and among mankind and have made a name for yourself, as in this day. And you brought your people Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and with wonders, and with a strong hand and with an outstretched arm, and with great terror. And you gave them this land, which you had sworn to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they entered and took possession of it, but they did not listen to your voice or walk in your law. They have not done anything of all that you commanded them to do, therefore you have caused all this evil to happen to them. See the siege mounds, which come up to the city to capture it. And the city has been given into the hand of the Chaldeans, who are fighting against it, by sword and famine and pestilence. And what you have spoken has come to pass, even as you see it. But you, O Lord Jehovah, said to me, buy for yourself the field with money and call witnesses. Yet the city has been given into the hand of the Chaldeans. And the word of Jehovah came to Jeremiah, saying, Indeed, I am Jehovah, the God of all flesh. Is anything too wonderful for me? Therefore thus says Jehovah, I am now giving this city into the hand of the Chaldeans and into the hand of Nebuchadrezzar the king of Babylon, and he will take it. And the Chaldeans who are fighting against this city will come and set this city on fire, and they will burn it and the houses upon whose roofs the people have offered incense to Baal and poured out drink offerings to other gods to provoke me to anger. For the children of Israel and the children of Judah have only done evil in my sight from their youth, for the children of Israel have only provoked me to anger by the work of their hands, declares Jehovah. For this city has been to me a provocation of my anger and of my wrath, from the day that they built it even unto this day, so that I should remove it from my sight. Because of all the evil of the children of Israel and of the children of Judah, which they have done to provoke me to anger, they, their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets, and the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And they have turned their back to me and not their face, although I taught them, rising up early in teaching, but they would not listen so as to receive instruction. And they set up their detestable things in the house which is called by my name, to defile it. And they built the high places of Baal in the valley of the son of Hinnom in order to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through fire to Molech, something I did not command them to do, nor did it come up in my heart that they should do this abomination, to cause Judah to sin. And now therefore thus says Jehovah the God of Israel concerning this city of which you say, it has been given into the hand of the king of Babylon by sword and by famine and by pestilence. Indeed, I will gather them out from all the lands where I have driven them in my anger and in my wrath and in great indignation, and I will bring them back to this place and make them dwell in safety. And they will be my people, and I will be their God. And I will give them one heart and one way, to fear me all the days, for their own good and for the good of their children after them. And I will make an eternal covenant with them that I will not turn away from them, to do them good, and I will put my fear into their hearts, so that they will not turn away from me. And I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land in faithfulness with all my heart and with all my soul. For thus says Jehovah, just as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so I will bring upon them all the good that I promised them. And fields will be bought in this land of which you are saying, it is a desolation, without man or beast, it has been given into the hand of the Chaldeans. They will buy fields with money and sign and seal deeds and call witnesses in the land of Benjamin and all around Jerusalem and in the cities of Judah and in the cities of the hill country and in the cities of the lowland and in the cities of the Negev, for I will turn their captivity, declares Jehovah.